Hey guys, and welcome to another Decklist video. Today we got something spicy, something with some DP reduction. Let's go ahead and get started. We do have 4 of the Coromons. So the Coromon, pretty standard here, right? When you attack, if you have Greymon or Omnimon, you draw a card, and then that's pretty much it. Moving on, we are running 3 of the BT5 Agumons. This is just to help with the search, just to make it a little quicker, a little faster, get the pieces that you want in this particular deck. So it's always just good to run these Agumons. We are not running an Omnimon here, but nonetheless, you could still get a card with Greymon in its name. Then moving on, we have the 4 Agumon X Antibody. If you don't know by now, you can Digivolve 0 from Agumon. Unplay, and when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon or Omnimon and 1 X Antibody option card. And then we are running 4 of the promo Agumons just to give your Greymon 2000 DP on your turn. Can never go wrong there, you always want to have DP. And then I am running 4 of the starter deck 1 Agumons. This Digimon gets 1000 during your turn as an inherit. So right now you're kind of seeing the same build that I did with my Wargreymon X Antibody, and for the most part it is. The only thing that's going to change here are the ultimates and then the other cards. So really from the in training to champions, it's kind of the same thing, so that's why I'm kind of just running through them. Moving on, we do have 2 of the BT5 Greymons. When Digivolving, if it has Agumon as Digivolution cards, you gain 1 memory. And then the inherit is you get 2000 DP on your turn. If the Digimon has Greymon in its name, or Omnimon, obviously. Then we're running 4 of the new Bt9 Greymon X Antibody Digivolve 0 from Greymon. Really fantastic. Just because of the inherit all turns, you basically get rid of 2 cards of the same level and you prevent it from getting deleted by an effect, returning it to your hand and or deck. And that is another thing that the Wargreymon that we're using in this deck list was missing, is protection and DP, which is why I am running this particular set. And then of course, to round off the 4 Greymon starter deck 1 security attack +1, just to get that extra security attack, you can swing up to 4 for 4 checks just by having 1 Greymon, which we'll get into it. And then moving on, we are going to go into now the spicy cards here. We're going down and we're going to run 4 of the BT4 RiseGreymon. Your turn, this Digimon is also treated as yellow. Very important, because you can Digivolve on top of this one from the BT4 Wargreymon, so it's just absolutely nice. And then of course on your main phase, you can Digiburst 2 and you can play a red Tamer or a yellow Tamer for a play cost of 4 without paying its memory cost. It's really busted. And then as inherit, if you have a Tamer in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2000 for the turn. So now when you use Wargreymon's effect, you're gonna subtract 6000 from Wargreymon's effect, and then you're gonna subtract 2000 from when you're attacking with the 2000 from RiseGreymon, so that's 8k. And then if you swing again with the Wargreymon, that's another 2000 potentially. You could delete a Digimon with 8000 DP or less, because RiseGreymon inherit when attacking, it isn't once per turn, which makes them really busted. Then moving on, we are running 4 of the RiseGreymon X Antibody for BT9, and this one you Digivolve 1 from RiseGreymon. We are running 4 RiseGreymons, right? And then when Digivolving, you may play 1 yellow or 1 red Tamer from your hand without paying its memory cost. If you have RiseGreymon or X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets 2000 DP for the turn for each yellow and red Tamer you have in play. Then, for each Tamer you have in play, this Digimon gets 1000 DP, so that's pretty busted. So I mean, you could swing over anything if you need to. If they had just attacked you with the Mega, now you're using X Antibody's effect to decrease its DP, and then you can swing into it with this RiseGreymon, with also of course getting in DP buff for every Tamer that you have in play. So really nice card. And moving on to the Megas, which you already see here, let's go ahead and talk about this Wargreymon X Antibody. The reason I play 2 in this set is you can Digivolve for a cost of 1 from Wargreymon, close brackets. So when it's this Digivolution, it's a whole different kind of Digivolution, so you're able to Digivolve into from any Wargreymon, does not matter the color. So that is why I'm running 2 of these. And then of course all turns, when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, you gain 1. So you can gain up to 2 if you get that security +1 Greymon there. And then end of attack once per turn, if Wargreymon or X anybody is in its sources, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same DP as this card or less. So really busted. So if there's a, you know, let's just say there's a Death X on the field, you go into this, you know, you do DP decreases, you Digivolve into the Wargreymon X anybody. Now you can delete it because you decreased its DP from 15 to now probably 12, 10, or, you know, however amount you decrease it by. And then we got the main monster of this deck, the BT4 Wargreymon. I just absolutely love this card, and when I first used it, I'm like, it's such a shame that it is at 11,000 DP, and that's what kind of nerfed this card, even though it's still very good. So if you don't know what this card does, is when attacking once per turn, you may add the top card of your security stack to your hand to unsuspend this Digimon, and have one of your opponent's Digimon get 6,000 DP for the turn, minus 6,000 for the turn on one of your opponents. So now you can see how all this is kind of stacking up, right? If you have your RiseGreymon, you go into RiseGreymon X, you play a Tamer, you decrease DP by like 3,000 from this RiseGreymon, you Digivolve into Wargreymon. Now you can swing, that's another 6, that's another 2, and another 2. So it's, the combos are really fun in this deck. And then of course, what's really fun, a good combo that I like to do is I'll swing with the Wargreymon, activate his effect. Now I unsuspend it, give minus 6,000 to a Digimon. So in this case, let's just use a Digimon as 15,000, 16,000. You swing at security, you decrease it by 6,000. Due to his effect, you unsuspend. Now you Digivolve for 1 into this X anybody. You swing again into security, you get memory back. And then at the end of the turn, you can go ahead and delete that Digimon because you decreased it by 6,000 DP. So it is just, it's awesome. It is really nice. And then moving on to the other cards here, I am running just 1 Gaia Force, and I did have the Sunrise Buster, if that's what it's called. It's a good card to have. However, sometimes you just need to get rid of Digimon. Or there was an instance where I couldn't decrease enough DP to delete a Digimon, or I didn't have enough sources to do it. And playing a Sunrise Buster, I also didn't have Tamers in my hand, or I didn't have a Tamer in play, or I just had 1. So I wasn't able to really delete a Digimon that I wanted to. So I swapped that out with a Gaia Force, just because if you just need to get rid of a Digimon, bam, there you go, you can just delete it. So I am just running 1 Gaia Force. I would do 2, but the space that I have here is very limited, so it's just that 1. Next, I'm running 2 X Antibodies, and with this, there's a lot of good combo, especially with this X Antibody. If you swing, if you have this X Antibody underneath this RiseGreymon, you can attack, you can Digivolve obviously into RiseGreymon X Antibody, or if you don't have this RiseGreymon X Antibody, you can Digivolve to Wargreymon X Antibody, because X Antibody allows you to Digivolve into a Digimon card with X Antibody and its traits in your hand for its Digivolution cost. And sometimes I don't have enough memory to just Digivolve straight from Rise to Wargreymon X because it costs 4. And this is just a fantastic card to allow you to kind of have blitz when you attack. You can Digivolve into Wargreymon X Antibody, and now you're still swinging. So very good card. I only put 2 here, again, not only because of the space, but I do have 2 Wargreymon X Antibodies, so just kind of level it out there. And the rest of my cards are going to be Tamers. This is a Tamer heavy kind of deck, not really so much. So we are running 3 other heroes. Again, weakness that was for the Wargreymon BT4 was lacking DP. Hero fixes just that. It is not only a memory set Tamer, it leaves you at 3, but then when you attack with a Digimon that has Gamamon, or it's a level 5 or higher, you can suspend this Tamer and give it 2,000 DP. So it's very good, because now your Wargreymon's going to go up to 13. So it kind of guarantees you, unless you hit options, right, to, you know, you're going to be able to unsuspend and it will kind of still be there. And of course, for example, going back to that example, So it does guarantee you, because then let's say there's an option card, a Gaia Force that plays. Now you have your Greymon protection. So now that Wargreymon is going to stay there. So this is exactly why I took this approach on building this particular BT4 Wargreymon, is to kind of always make sure I can go ahead and swing and unsuspend and be able to swing again. So there we go. And Tai and Kari, this card is really nice. It is a dual color card. If you have 3 or more security cards, you gain 1 memory. If your opponent has 3 or more, 3 or less, I'm sorry, you also get a memory. So there's times where you get 2 memory, right? And then if you have hero, now you're gonna go up to 5. You have multiple, you go up to 7. I did stream recently, and you know, I kept getting up to 10 memory, so it was really nice. The other inherit is when one of your red or yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to have all of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 2000 DP for the turn. So this is also very good for this Wargreymon here when you attack, because if you don't have hero, or if you don't have anything that's gonna give you a DP, you can go ahead and tap that, and now your opponent's Digimon is going to get minus 2000, therefore kind of giving you that cushion, or that comfort of, you know, being able to attack into your security and not, you know, dying, right? So running 3 of those, and then to round it off, I am running 2 of the TK and Kari. Now TK and Kari are really good. If you have less security than your opponent, then you get 2 memory. And then when one of your yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to have one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1000 DP. So it's very good, because if this card is out, it kind of forces your opponent to be less aggressive, or kind of wait till they can OTK you. And a lot of the formats right now are obviously OTK, right? But still, it takes a while to build up to it, and they're gonna think twice, you know, of chipping damage away at you, because you'll get an extra 2 memory if you have less than them. So all these really synergize really well. And then of course, when you attack with the Wargreymon, since he is yellow, you could also give it the minus 1000 to one of your Digimon's opponent's Digimon. It also works with RiseGreymon, since he is considered yellow and red at the same time, and then it also works with this RiseGreymon, because on your turn he is treated as yellow. So the only thing it doesn't work with is this Wargreymon X antibody, and that's really much about it. So there you have it, guys. This is my yellow Wargreymon BT9 updated red version deck, DP reduction. It is really fun. I am streaming now, so follow me on Twitch. I'm still not too sure whether to stream on Twitch or YouTube. I'm gonna do both and see what works out more for me. So make sure you are subscribed, and then that way you can check out this deck in action. And if you guys like this Decklist video, then check these videos out, and I will catch you guys on the next video.